My name is Avalos. I'm the owner of La Fe Boxing. When you come into my gym, you're going to find a lot of young kids, all walks of life. A lot of these kids come here for one reason, and I call it self-discovery. La Fe Boxing opened up in 2007 with a need to answer a call in my community. And what I mean by community, it's a diversified community, all walks of life. It was to address an epidemic we had in our community here in Bradenton and in Sarasota, addressing the needs to help these young kids that are involved in gangs. A lot of the people that I've dealt with, young kids, are gangs for Brown Pride, Sur 13, Southside, Sureños, Norteños. A lot of these kids just really needed someone to give them time, to give them attention. It was scary at first. It was a scary thing, you know. I mean, you're talking, you know, here I am. I had a life like anybody else, and walking into their environment, you know, who are you? You know, what are you trying to do, man? You know, you're just trying to throw everything off guard here for us. So yeah, you know, many times when I had the gym open, I remember the first time we opened up La Fe, immediately, man, I had like 15 kids. And then from there, it just started growing up and growing up. And these kids, I just wanted to give these kids a place to come and, you know, be themselves. These kids were from Brown Pride and Sur 13. I didn't, you know, I really didn't think about the gang issue. I just thought about saving these kids. I remember one day, some guys from Brown Pride came and they wanted to take their leader. Their leader was a beautiful young man. I don't want to disclose any names, but this was a beautiful young man. I mean, very artistic, very articulate when he was speaking. To hear this young man speak, you would have never thought he was a gang member. I had a lot of dreams for this young kid, but they only spend a few hours a week with me. And they go home, they go back into their environment. It's an environment that I can't control. While they're here, I can control the environment. So, you know, out of hundreds of kids that I've worked with, maybe 2 or 3 get lost. You know, I can't go back home with them. They're always in my prayers every day. I always ask God to give me the courage and the strength to keep doing what I do. Am I scared? Yeah. You know, there's nothing from me, you know, opening this garage door and finding my brains splattered on this door. You know, people talk about, you know, they work with gangs. I mean, man, I'm telling you, you know, I don't ever say that. I'm not out there, you know, trying to put a billboard out there saying, hey, this is what I do. It's not something I boast about. I'm not definitely going to brag about it. But if you ask me who I work with, I'm going to tell you, you know, I work with God's kids. These are God's children. These are young people that just want you to believe in them. Offer a ray of hope, man, and they can do anything. I was involved as a young man. It wasn't a gang, but, you know, they label it a gang today. You know, I solved issues with my fists. It was my fist that just took care of all my disputes. And then one day I met a wonderful man. His name was Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz was a counselor, a mentor, a father figure to me in my life. I remember Victor telling me that if I didn't change my life, I was going to end up 2 ways: murdered or in prison. I mean, and those aren't options that I wanted to pursue. Thank goodness to Victor, to all the time, the energy that he gave me, to the talents that he brought to the table to give me. You know, as a trainer, he trained a lot of fighters, but I was one of those kids that he said, no, you know what, man, you're gonna be a champion, and I'm gonna hone you, and I'm gonna teach you everything I know. I'm gonna give you everything I got. And he did, and there were times where, you know, he had issues with his family because he used to take me to fights. I mean, this man put money out of his own pocket to see me excel at what was his passion and what became my passion. And his passion, you know, underneath everything was saving kids. His passion was giving some kids hope, helping themselves to discover themselves through self-discovery. And I learned that later in life. I didn't realize I was doing that till I realized that, you know what, I help these kids discover themselves for who they really are. They're beautiful human beings. They're kids that are multifaceted, they're educated, and they have the ability to speak 2 languages. So what do you do with someone like that? You know what, man? You try to help them discover themselves for who they really are. You help them have a purpose in life. Unfortunately, you know, I can't reach everybody. But everybody that does come into my gym, I do everything that I can to try to reach that young person, to let them know, man, that their life has a greater meaning. Don't let anybody stereotype them in any way. You know, that's too easy for us today. I mean, unfortunately, you know what? We fit a description, we fit a stereotype, and we're labeled. I wish we didn't have those labels. But you know what? If you're wearing all blue, and if you're wearing all black, if you're wearing all red, you fit the description of a gang member. And if that's what you want to portray, man, think about this. Think about this. Think about all the other Hispanics that are fighting hard to be somebody in life. And it just takes one person, man, to make us all fit that stereotype. You know, I cry out to all these brothers, man. Think about everybody else, brother. Come on, man. Give yourself that chance. God's called you to be somebody great. You know, you look at my life, and if you look at my life and you see where I came from, that same walk, man. Somebody telling me I was never going to amount to anything. Somebody telling me, hey, do society a favor. Just quit coming to school because you know what? You're going to end up dead or in prison. Had I listened to those people, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'm going to tell you, son, listen. Man, you are somebody. You're somebody, man. Somebody special. All you got to do is look at yourself. Look at your window. And by that, I mean look into your eyes, brother, and tell me you don't want better life. Tell me you don't want something different than what's being offered to you out there. I'm here to help you, man. If you're watching this video, or if you happen to hear about me, brother, man, listen, my doors are always open. I won't give up on you, bro.